So, welcome everyone. Good to see you. You might have noticed during the meditation some difficulties, maybe to stay quiet on the inside, to stay without thought, stay calm, maybe centered on the body, feeling the body. Well, that might have been a little bit difficult. You might have observed also an attitude of waiting for the next instruction, waiting for the next moment, waiting for the meditation to end. Maybe it was feeling unbearable, maybe there was a lot of nervousness inside of your body that you felt, a lot of urge to move out of this moment. This is basically what this kind of energy, this basic nervousness inside of the body, inside of the mind, is basically what keeps us moving most of the time. If you observe carefully, if you have enough mindfulness, if you really can turn your eyes inwards and look at yourself, you will notice most of the time we move because we are uncomfortable with the way it is. So in a way we're trying to escape the way it is, trying to get to the next moment, the next thing, the next experience, the next event. Hopefully it will be great. So the mind is continuously living, either looking forward to the next thing or fearing the next thing that might come. It's kind of what keeps this conditioned mind alive, the sense of self, me and my story, my path, the way, the journey. Where might I end up? What will happen to me? As the mind is continuously wondering this. So it's very hard for most of us, unless you have had some training, to stay completely quiet on the inside, right now, right here. No talk in your head, no voice in your head. Just this moment, as it is. No description, no labeling, no categorizing, no judging, no words. Just the way it is. Not what you think about the way it is. Not what should be or could be, but what is also known as truth. The truth begins at that moment where the voice in your head is quiet. That's where the seeing begins. That's when you can actually observe yourself and observe how life really is. There's no story. You're not painting anything over life to make it look a certain way, the way you would prefer it to be, but the way it is. And how is it? Well, you have to look, you have to see for yourself. And to see yourself, you have to turn your eyes inward, towards yourself. And this is something we're not habituated to do. Usually our eyes go this way, they go away from ourselves. They're looking at what is around us, at objects, at other people, other things, colors and shapes. Similarly, your ears, they only pick up what is around you. Your ears are not hearing themselves. Your teeth are also not chewing on themselves. Your tongue is not tasting itself. You can only ever taste, hear, feel, smell, and so forth. You can only ever engage with objects that are around you, that are appearing to you. Then there is a lot that appears to you. For example, colors and shapes. There are sounds. There are other people. This room, nice things, unpleasant things. They keep appearing to you all the time. Sometimes you hear stuff that you really agree with, so you think, yes, I agree with that. That sounds really nice. And then you hear things you don't agree with. I don't like that. Doesn't feel very nice. So sometimes you have good feelings, sometimes you have bad feelings. And all that is appearing to you continuously. There's a voice in your head which is constantly talking. You might have seen during the meditation. Maybe you've tried to meditate before You might have noticed this constant voice producing word after word after word, endlessly, the whole day long. Always commenting on what you're doing, what other people are doing, maybe imagining what could be, or how it will be, how it will all turn out. In a sort of, and they were happy ever after fashion. Looking for this kind of happy ending, when we will finally have the perfect life, somehow waiting for it. Maybe I should be more grateful, more gratitude is required. And once I'm grateful enough, then I can enjoy my life. Maybe I should only eat the right stuff. Constantly only eating, I don't know, green smoothies or something. Then I'll be always healthy forever after. But fact is, if you're contemplating future, at the same time, and this is a hidden thing, we're contemplating death. What else is hidden in your future? What is it that is sure if you are thinking about your future? What is the only thing that can be really sure? Events might be, might not be, maybe it could be. Well, there's always like this kind of maybe, but death, that's for sure. We're all busy running our entire life long, running here, running there, running to the job, running back home, always busy, 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 busy the whole day long, searching something, trying, struggling, doing life. It's a funny expression. I'm living my life as if I would be doing life, as if it would be some sort of task, like some button to push, something for me to do. Life appears as a something to be done to such a mind. And we're running and running. Where are we all running to? All of us. You have a few options, right? You could be burned, for example. Your body could be burned at the end of your life. You could also be buried. The body could also be buried. So you have a few choices there. Destinations. 6 feet under the ground. Maybe as a tree. Maybe someone is putting your ashes into the ocean, on a mountaintop. But in the end, that's where we're all heading. It's just we don't know when we will get there. And it is, for most people, the case that they only wake up to what they have when they might lose it. Otherwise, most of the time we're spending in a sort of intellectual haze, opinions, ideas, thought, thinking forward, always in this hazy kind of unclear mental state. And then suddenly, for some people, there is a diagnosis. You have 2 months to live. And all of a sudden, there's a waking up. No more future. Who am I now? Since I have nowhere to run to, who am I if I stop running? In fact, who am I, not who will I be? That question comes to an end when you're contemplating death. Then it is not relevant anymore, really. Who will I be? And for some people still, even facing death, it is still relevant who they will be. Will I end up in heaven or in hell? What will happen to me after I'm dead? We're still having this habit to move towards completely missing life right now. Living like this continuously, we miss the point. It doesn't matter what we are looking for. We're looking for life, fulfillment, happiness, joy, wisdom, insight, Enlightenment, you can only ever find it now. There is no such thing as in 10 minutes. Enlightenment is in 10 minutes. Or it is in 50 meters from here. It's a different location. You first have to get there. How many meters? How many kilometers is it? Where is truth? How far do you have to go to find truth? How many more minutes or hours or weeks, months, years do you need to wait until truth comes to you? Where, when? It is not a matter of when. And if we want to make it a matter of when, then the answer would always be now. This second. Right here. And so what is truth? How is it supposed to be? Then we wonder, how am I supposed to feel like when I'm discovering truth? We're still searching something. A particular feeling, some sort of fireworks, or like deep inside, deep, fantastic bliss, the revelation. You will see the entire universe unfolding inside of yourself or something like that. That's enlightenment. So we're looking for the next thought fabrication, the next kind of concoction of your head. It's the enlightenment concoction. Just freshly cooked. So we're always seeking something which is seemingly not us. Seemingly it's away from us, isn't it? Maybe you're meditating, you're looking for something other than yourself. Are you not? Are you not looking for more peace, for more quietude, for less distraction? Are you not looking for the breath? Are you not looking for something as you're meditating? We probably all are. As long as you're looking for something, you still miss the one who looks. Again, the eyes are not seeing themselves. That's why it's not so obvious. That's why what we are looking for when we are on the spiritual path is not that obvious. You're looking for yourself, but that's the one who looks, isn't it? You cannot find yourself as an object somewhere ahead of yourself. But there it is, I found myself. It's right in front of me. I've expected it to be a bit more fantastic, but it's okay. How can you expect to find yourself as an object? It would have to be different from yourself, separate from yourself, and you will see it in front of you. But that's not how truth works. How introspection works. The looking within. It basically means looking at the looker. Being aware of awareness. And the mind cannot handle that. The conditioned mind, the thinker, it doesn't know how to categorize that. Because that is only used ever to objects. The mind loves objects. Future objects, past objects, intellectual objects. Anything that it can latch onto and identify with. I am like this. The mind loves that. I'm an optimist. He or she is a pessimist. I'm a vegetarian. You're a meat eater. We love this. Like you can put, conveniently, you can put an entire human being with infinite possibility, you can put it into one label, bam. You're an optimist. Great, now I'm not threatened by your existence anymore because I can categorize you. So I know what I'm dealing with. Now I'm safe. I know I'm dealing with an optimist. Good. But really we know nothing. We just attach a label. There is no mindfulness, there is no wakefulness, there is no direct seeing, no direct tasting, you can say. It's almost like you can talk a lot about honey without ever tasting it. You can read books about it, you can study it without ever tasting it. You can learn everything about swimming without ever swimming. There's a story where Goenka, he is one of a great meditation masters. He already passed away. He actually had a student who was very intellectual about the whole thing, about meditation. He continuously compared and he gave like references from the ancient texts of the Buddha and compared and weighed it up. And finally Goenka asked him this question. He asked, are you a swimmer or are you a swimologist? It's easy, you can be a swimologist, you can be a meditationologist without ever really knowing about meditation, without ever having seen yourself. You can know everything about meditation, where it comes from, you can know everything about the system. You can give divisions and definitions, all of it. It might even be right, but you have never tasted it, so it lacks power. There's no power in your words. Therefore, transformation cannot happen. So instead of waiting for something, as soon as you find yourself waiting, you can always ask yourself, waiting for what? It's a little trick for the mind. Waiting for what? Am I waiting for death? Or looking forward to? Looking forward to what? To death? Or being afraid of? Being afraid of what? Death? Anything that is future. Future and death are synonyms. Future is death. Life is. Death will be. What's your future going to be like? Well, maybe between now and your death, there might be some stuff. Like some ups and downs. Some sunny days and some rainy days. That will be there for sure. Maybe some moments of feeling happy and joyful and some moments of feeling terrible. Some moments of agreeing with something, some moments of disagreeing with something. For sure. But you cannot find yourself in it, in any of it. It's just stuff that passes. Stuff that comes and goes. It doesn't really have real substance. The real substance of life you can only find now, and you can only find within yourself. But once you've found it, you are in your power, you can say. You are empowered. By wisdom, by knowing, by awareness, by mindfulness, by the radiance of your truth. And such an empowerment may flow into your life through your actions, through your presence, through what you do. And it may bless people. Help them, inspire them, uplift them, in whatever ways. That for sure. This means you have added quality to your life. You're not waiting for something anymore. As long as you're waiting, there's no quality now. It's like the quality is supposed to happen later, but it's right here. You are it. Not the story in your head. When I'm talking about you, I'm not talking about who you think you are. If all the words in your head are gone right now, let's say somehow magically all the words are gone from your head, all the story, all the past, all the future is gone right now, who are you? You're obviously still here. But as what are you here? Now remember, you have no words to choose from. It is also not really necessary to label it in any way. It's more important to feel, to directly taste your truth. What are you beyond all the things that you have learned in your life? If that is all taken away, who are you then? The learning is fine, it's good, it's part of yourself, it's part of your conditioned self. And it will contribute to your life, it will make your life the way it is. But underneath that, who are you underneath the stuff that comes and goes? Who are you underneath past and future? I'm not denying past and future entirely. I'm not saying they don't exist. But the way they exist or the way they appear is not as they actually are. Similarly to yourself, the way you appear to yourself, the way you think about yourself is not the way you are. That's just the way you appear to be. Similarly, if you're thinking about other people, if you're looking at other people, that is also just the way they appear to you. It is not the way they are. People might appear as friends or enemies. Also that can change fast. There's no stability in anything. Things are process-like. They are constantly moving like wind. What can you hold on to if you have wind? You might temporarily lean into the wind when it has a strong kind of gust. And you can lean into that for a short moment, but also not permanently. Life is like that. Nothing lasts, nothing stays. So the big challenge is if you're confronted with this truth that nothing in life remains, nothing, your body, your health, your friends, your family, nothing will remain. If you really dare to look, that's your opportunity, your gate to wake up to what does not pass, to what is not born, to something about yourself that goes beyond time. That's why we practice meditation. And what's the point of finding that which is beyond time, beyond birth and death? Very simple. True happiness, or joy, or the end of suffering, if you want to say it differently. No more stress. You can then live your life, but you're not suffering your life. Whatever happens, you're not suffering it. You're not resisting anymore. The element of resisting what is, if that is gone from your life, you're living your life efficiently, 100%. It's just taking out this element of resistance, this element of holding things, trying to own something. If that is gone, then there is just life. So we're looking for that in meditation. In order to get to this deep realization, we need to empower the knowing quality in the mind. And that's why we sit down and meditate regularly. That's why it's so important to come to such gatherings and sit together and cultivate this knowing quality, cultivating the clarity of the mind. So you actually have a chance to break through to your nature, to go beyond all the stuff that you're not. The problematic me story that hopes to become unproblematic, hopes to experience as some sort of solution later. Now, when we can let go of that, is a direct result of right practice. So yes, here we are back in the realm of time and effort. So as much as I'm talking about being effortlessly in this present moment awareness, it is equally as important to make effort. And the effort is to let go, and that requires you to notice that you're holding on. And you can only ever notice that if it is painful, if you're stressed, if you're uncomfortable, if you want to be somewhere else, if you're waiting, looking forward. That's when you notice it. That's the taste of stress. That's what's keeping you from living fully efficiently also. So this is pretty much all that is coming to mind for today. Are there any questions?